Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ahdurin region. I'm your host, Adorned himself, and welcome back to another episode of the Ace Attorney Saga. Uh, yeah, Larry's here, and this might be extremely confusing for any of you that are like, wait, Larry's here, but Larry's not involved in this case. Well, don't worry, my dear friends. All you have to do is go into the description below where there is a playlist. You can click on that and check out every episode of this entire series so far, including the previous episode where we found out Larry might be the key to this entire case. That's right, Larry Butz, the key to saving Edward's life. Oh, woe is me. Anyway, while you're down there, you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all those fun things that you ought to do when supporting a YouTube channel. It's very appreciative. We are on the road to more subscribers than we had yesterday. We are currently keeping pace with that. All we need is one more subscriber to accomplish this goal. And if we get one subscriber every day, that means, honestly speaking, we get one subscriber every day. Without further ado, we just sit here and hope that Larry has some facts that are actually useful. Let's do this. Larry, come on. Come on, man. I believe in you. Night of the murder. Larry Butz. That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the at the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Hmm.
That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared, to be honest. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Good advice as any. All right, let's do this. All right. The night of the murder. That night I was out in a boat on the lake. Hmm. Something wrong? Something that's not. That was. I don't know whose voice that was.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright.
There's so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Okay, well, first off, what time is it? Oh, it was after 11 when I went out on the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was cleared, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? I was looking for something and I found it. Looking for something? Yeah.
Mr. Butz, what was it that you were looking for?
What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy.
That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense.
This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with.
He quietly slipped the boat back in the rental shop dock. Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I figured I was out searching for about an hour. Guess it was around 12. Yeah.
You're not sure.
Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know.
Did you look at the lake?
Yeah, look. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Order! Order! Well, Mr. Butz,
Whoa. Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was really foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Okay, no problem. That's just the Anyway, that's just the most important part of this case. Thanks, Larry. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Okay. Wait, single gunshot? So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick? Pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? Guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. That's cool, Maya. We got this. One bang. It's very different than the multiple bangs. There we go. The multiple bangs that... what would have that? No, none of that, none of that. Um, does this say the multiple bangs? It did. Okay, great. Let's see if this works.
Objection!
Wait a minute, Larry. Wait a second, Larry. What? You only heard one bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Londa Hart testified yesterday that she heard two bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard two gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? You were here for the second one. Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you got to treat me nice and stuff, okay? That's it. I'm slapping Larry.
Mr. Butz,
What?
you only heard one gunshot. Are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Huh? Not sure? How could you be not sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What? What? Stop that booing. I didn't even. I just skipped over that without actually reading it.
Mr. Butz, you were listening to the radio with your headphones.
Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion?
Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Mr. Wright, should you continue the testimony?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. I promise. It's gonna be great.
Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Very well, Mr. Butz. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave it to me. Yeah. I wouldn't if there was any other way out of this. Believe me, but you gotta do this, Larry. Come on, man. Okay. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it really booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too.
You were listening to your rate.
What's the wrong person?
You were listening to your radio at a high volume.
Yeah, what's the big problem? Get a man listen to his radio in peace. Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem is here, and that's not great.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio.
Truly enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Objection! Hold up. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me, DJ.
An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
Can't believe I'm continuing this charade. All right, let's figure something out. Opening on a wing and a prayer or something. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. Can we just roast him for this? So you turned on the radio. Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know. You don't know what it's like out there alone on Christmas Eve. Alone. I shouldn't have said anything. I regret everything at this point. That's why I was listening to an all-request show. Okay. All-request show. Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to?
This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That's all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butz, how loud was your radio set to that night?
Real booming loud like. That's exactly the size. Real, booming loud like? Yeah, you know. And you had
And you had headphones on.
Yep.
I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all.
But I'm sure I heard the gunshot. Yeah. Can you prove it? No, of course you can't. No, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? Exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Okay, sure. What was the DJ saying? What did she say?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ'd say do us?
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. Allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
We should care, right? We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask, huh?
Fine, very well.
That can pass.
Mr. Butz, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just then when she said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. Okay, does this get us anything if I press this? Are you sure? Of course I am. He had this real sexy voice. I already regret saying that out loud. Maybe Mr. Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how that helped us all. It's the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. Alright, this is just heading back to the... Okay. It's something here. Lake photo. Okay. Do we have to be this pedantic with it? Because what my logic is, this photo is taken at 12:15, but you heard the gunshot almost Christmas. This can't be it, right? Is this it? This has to be it. I'm gonna go with it. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you know even better. I don't scare that easy.
Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness said? The gleam of hope has gleamed upon us, or something along those lines. The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas when he heard the gunshot.
Indeed. And?
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
That would seem to be the case, yes.
But he should have heard the gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of that fact.
Let's see what the time was on the photograph taken when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera. 12:25:15. 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day.
This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Yes, but we got some facts for ruin.
Order! Order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
George, the answer is simple. Current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butz's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight?
Larry is right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have some evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Bro, is Von Karma dumb? Like we have the wrong section. This one here, right? 12:24 before midnight. Here you go. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in the photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Ah,
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken as I knock over a water bottle on my side. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then, where does that leave us? The Tsar testifies that she heard the gunshot after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them.
Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, Mike knows clearer than that, man. Clear.
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Okay, how do we prove that it was a gunshot? Here, right? Pistol? How do we prove that it was shot multiple times? How do we prove that there were multiple gunshots? Yeah, this is the one thing I can think of, right? This is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Order, order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. This was true. There were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why?
Oh, I gotta think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Snap. Snap.
What's wrong, Nick?
I have it. I've got it. I've got it.
Huh?
Remember the case with the Steel Samurai?
Huh? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yes?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edward's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm gonna run with it.
Right. I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. Isn't that what you said earlier? You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay?
Hey, Nick.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Wright.
the testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
So you finally realize the truth? There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on the boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photograph says 15 minutes after midnight.
But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. It's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on this boat are.
Well, if Hammond is shot, that leaves it being Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make of all of this.
Ludicrous.
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of this murderer.
The murderer's name? Right. It's neither of these two. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know.
Oh, again, you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop. But where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out in the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of the crime was not on a boat?
What? Well then, where did the murder take place?
Okay, where the murder took place? I would say the boat shop, right? Here, of course, the boat shop, where he lives. That way he can meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you prove that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it and returns to the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned the boat?
The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Court Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Nick, are you sure about this?
No. But I think if I start at the very beginning and I take it slow, I might be able to figure this out. Okay, that night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's clothes and became Robert Hammond. Then he got into the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake.
Then, who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
Who fired it? The boat shop caretaker, of course. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
Creating a witness, right? I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness.
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit more and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other.
The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop, then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bam, look at my boy Phoenix flexing on the court. Nobody got words to say.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly! Very well, while we are waiting for the caretaker, we will determine this to be the end of the episode. For all of you watching at home, thank you very much for watching and supporting the Ahdurin region in any way, shape, or form that you do. Next time, we bring the bailiff back in, and we get some more information about the conclusion of this case. At the end of the time, we are ready to go. Okay, great. Thank you very much for supporting the Ahdurin region in any way, shape, or form that you do. And until next time, take care.